Well, hi folks, and welcome. This is going to be the first in a probably daily blog or vlog, if you like, video log, that I'm going to do for the time because, as I guess any of you who might watch this will be aware, we are living in kind of really unprecedented times. With the coronavirus, obviously. So I thought I'd just make a bit of a daily sort of, diary or whatever you want to call it, video diary, whatever the name is, to sort of record really my own thoughts and impressions and perhaps some of the things that are going on in the world and especially locally here in South Australia, just to find out, just to keep a bit of a record because I kind of feel like this is something sort of, I don't know, once in a lifetime thing, I guess. And I kind of wanted to make a bit of, perhaps a bit of a social record of, what actually happens through this. And I don't want it to be a sort of gloom and doom kind of thing, but really just to record my own thoughts and feelings and reactions to things and perhaps get a bit of feedback from people who might watch it. And see what they've got to say, and perhaps air some of those comments as well if we get to a point where I get a bit of a viewership going, possibly. So welcome to the sumptuous Encounter Towers apartments. Not exactly sumptuous, but it's a place to live, and it's a nice place. Good views out there across the ocean, and. So basically, my essentials. Well, the reason what really prompted this diary, and me creating these videos or starting to think about it, was because today here in South Australia, we actually had an announcement that they're going to close the state borders in 2 days. Now that is something that's never happened in the state of South Australia in all its time it's existed. Quite extraordinary stuff. So, and I guess that's what really triggered me with the idea of just recording some of these things. I'm going to try and keep the videos under 5 minutes so that it's not arduous for people to watch them. And just to, as I say, record a bit of a social record as to what happens. I'll also, if anybody's not familiar, this is Kevin, the koala. There he is, hanging around the curtain. Say good day, Kev. Hi. Yeah, he's a bit shy, doesn't say much. But Kevin will be helping us, perhaps keep a bit of a humorous side to things while we record what's going on. So, as I say, the situation here is, I suppose, over the last few weeks, we've had the classic toilet paper panic. You can't buy any, well, I haven't been able to buy any toilet paper. I haven't seen toilet paper on the shelves for about 10 days here, and we've got about 4 or 5 supermarkets in town, I think. They may have been there, but they may disappear quite quickly. Not that I go every day or every 5 minutes looking for it, but I'm going to have to get to the point where I'm going to have to, because, or it's going to be, as I heard a guy in a cafe say the other day, well, if you run out of toilet paper, you can always jump in the shower. And I thought, well, yeah, I suppose that's okay, but it's not everybody can sort of do that immediately. It's a solution, I guess, to give yourself a bit of a wash off. So I think I'll leave this particular video at this point. I'll try and do one each day and upload it and try and keep it fairly short, sharp and shiny. Anybody's got any comments out there, would be good to hear from you about the situation, how you're getting on. Obviously, poor old Italy and Spain and places like that, they're in pretty heavy-duty lockdown, and we're heading that way, I think. Whether we'll see an actual lockdown, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised within a week or so that we had one, and we only have to be allowed to go out for essential jobs and things like that. That's going to be difficult for me because I consider my one coffee I have each day to be essential, but I might have to bend the rules on that. Actually, what I've done, this is making big sacrifices here. What I've done is I've actually gone and bought instant coffee. Good Lord. That's the extent of my hoarding instant coffee. Yeah, oh, I've got a few extra cans and bits and pieces of things, but initially I wasn't really worried too much about the buying thing. I must admit I laughed a bit when I saw the TV roll, the toilet roll thing happen. And I still chuckle a bit, but it's starting to get a bit more serious now because we're told that there's no issue with supply, and yet every time I've been to the supermarket, as I said, you can't find any. So let's hope they sort of find a way to regulate that. The federal government has recently just, I keep thinking of extra things to say, so I'll just... the federal government today has made announcements, a huge stimulus package for really more of a rescue package for businesses and individuals that'll be rolled out over the next couple of months. Payments to people on unemployment and supporting workers who might have lost jobs and things like that. It's about $190 billion or something, about a tenth of our GDP. Pretty big. It's a lot of money, but it's good to see. I have to say, even though a lot of people love to hammer the politicians, I have to say that Scott Morrison is standing up a bit here, and he's looking and sounding like a leader. And it's also good to see that they're bringing on board the opposition and all the other parties and state, the state leaders and that, and making, treating it seriously and forgetting about the party politics for a bit and just getting on with leading the country, which is what we all need, of course. So, all right, that's enough rambling for number one. Live well and stay happy and stay safe. Bye for now.